Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am in the studio yet again with Jeremy Poling, a loan originator at NFM Lending, and I am actually picking his brain on some questions, and we're going through them one by one. And this next topic that I wanted to talk about was the appraisal process, and what does that entail? When is it ordered? When does it come back? How does that all work? From my standpoint, what I deal with as a realtor answering this question, I always say that the appraisal is going to give value to the property. You know, a third party is going to come out, inspect that property, make sure that it's holding the value that is currently under contract with for the purchase price. And they're also going to kind of act like a mini inspector, make sure that there's some safety items that are addressed, and make sure that the house is sound and can be lent money upon, is my input on it to my clients. But from a mortgage aspect, what is the appraisal? When is it ordered? When does it come into play? How does it work?
Okay. So the appraisal is a very important part of the process, right? So we want to make sure that the collateral that we are securitizing or lending money against, right, is actually worth what the consumer is paying for. As to what does that mean as far as marketability, we really don't look at that so much. We look at more so what the market is allowing for that type of asset to sell for, what is the true market value. You are right. The appraisal does also contain some information in regards to condition. It will address any safety concerns, any distressed portions of the home that may need, updates or repairs. May also be mentioned for certain mortgage types like FHA, VA, some of the government insured mortgages that are out there, government guaranteed mortgages that are out there. They will also address things such as water quality, possibly well, septic inspections, things of that nature. So, and
heating, is that one of them too? To make sure that there's heat, is that true that there has to be heat to all furnished rooms or something along those lines?
Yeah, okay. Most appraisers, all appraisers should turn on the HVA system to check that while
and make sure that there is airflow, because that's something that's always kind of resonated in the back of my mind, and I want to make sure that is in true a fact. So the bank orders the appraisal, the client's lender orders that. How does that all work? When is that come into play? What time frame?
Okay, so there were some changes that rolled out, in 2010. Not to get too micro with Dodd-Frank, the HVCC, the Home Valuation Code of Conduct. The bank does not communicate directly with the appraiser anymore. All of these orders are going through a third party, what they call an appraisal management company.
Okay.
And that is normally triggered upon ratified contract or at the time in which the mortgage loan application has been fully signed.
And then maybe we kind of get through inspections, and make sure that everything is, and then that all kind of translates together. Going through all of those contingencies together.
There are some moving parts that are there, but once the mortgage loan application has been fully signed and the intent to proceed has been verified, in most cases, the lender will order the appraisal right away. Now, we still have to get through inspections. We still have to get through that negotiation stage and make sure that everything is of
good to go.
Agreed quality within the contract. So the appraisal is ordered right away. Now, the timeline in which we actually have the appraisal completed also can vary as well. I know we've worked with some clients that, we order it right away just to make sure that we're on all caught up
getting
with
it done. Yeah. And then sometimes, it is a third party. So you and I necessarily don't have total control over that. That third party's got to go out and do their thing and appraise the property, come back and finish the report, and then they send it back to you through is it the same portal system that they send it?
It's a secure portal.
Okay. And then at that point, that appraisal is furnished to the buyer, not necessarily the realtor offhand to start.
Always
because
furnished to the client.
Always furnished to the client first, and then it's on them to relay to me what the value is, and then also if there's any what we would call lender required repairs or some of those items that we talked about that the appraiser might catch while he's out there evaluating the property that need to be addressed prior to final approval, clear to close.
Correct.
Prior to closing, want to make sure that those things are done. And so then at that point, who owns the appraisal?
So this question comes up a lot, especially from first-time home buyers that have gone through recent home buyer education courses. So the appraisal is actually ordered in the name of the lender. So in theory, and I'll use our company, NFM Lending, as an illustration here. So when NFM orders that mortgage appraisal, or the
house
full
appraisal,
family, the house appraisal, we actually are the client.
Okay.
Our name will be listed as the client for that specific appraisal because, again, we are the institution that's securing that as collateral for the money that we lend.
It's kind of a
to the
group
consumer.
effort. So, in short, it belongs to you and the buyer. That's
Correct.
their, so to say, information to have
Correct.
that they can share with us and that we can choose to share with the seller if necessary, unless there's an issue that needs to be addressed prior to closing. So that's really good information. That helps clear a lot of things up for me, and I'm sure for the people watching that are like, what is this appraisal bit? Do they just tell me what my house is worth, or is it a little bit more in depth than that? So thank you so much for sharing.
It can be confusing. Thank you for the great question.
And thank you guys for coming to hang out with us and watching our video. Any questions that you have that's appraisal related or anything mortgage related, feel free to reach out to Jeremy. His information is below. And feel free to contact me if you have any questions on the housing industry. Thanks so much.
Thank you.